What's up, Internet? It's Sunny, and today's topic I wanted to talk about, because it's a huge issue in the Black community, I want to talk about 5 reasons that the Black community is doing so poorly, unfortunately. These are in no particular order. I just think that there are huge issues within our community that not only keep us from being successful, but it's mostly our fault. We make these decisions based on popularity and in our culture and other factors. Just one reason I think is not really our fault. I mean, there's not much that we can do with it, but I'll explain that all when I come to that topic. So, the first reason why the Black community does not do so well is our career goals, especially among Black men. This is specifically among Black men that I'm going to be talking about, this very topic, and most of the topics. Black men aspire to either be a gangbanger, athlete, or a rapper. Why is that? I mean, it's good that you want to be an athlete. You know, Black people are, I guess, genetically prone to be more muscular. We make up the bulk of athletes in America. It's natural to be that way because, you know, sports is an escape and it's enjoyable, so you like doing it. I understand that. But the chances of being a professional athlete and getting paid millions of dollars, even thousands of dollars every, hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, is quite low. So when they don't make it, they have to do something else. They have to, have another business venture. This is not really a really big, a problem in the community because, people end up doing other things. But every single, teenage boy that is Black that I come across, they are rapping, they are, doing sports, but they're not doing so well in school. We have to make education a priority before we can have those aspirations. Because if you don't have the grades and then your main goal doesn't end up working out, what are you going to do? So, and then the hip hop culture of being, in gangs and selling drugs and making all this money from selling drugs and not getting caught brings me to my 4th reason why the Black community is not doing good, which is incarceration. Incarceration is a huge issue. Some people would have the notion that it's not Black people's fault, that they're being jailed, that it's just the system and they're trying to put Black people down. But the majority of people in the prison system are men, Black men. And, I always hear this stat being quoted that Black people make up 13% of the population, but yet they are responsible of 50% of the homicides in America, which is true, unfortunately. However, it's even worse than that. If you take the 13% of the population, some of that percentage is women and children, and they are not the bulk of people making these, murdering people. So you have less than 13% of the population murdering people, and it takes up for 50% of the crime. Not crime, but murder. It makes you speechless. It makes you speechless. So with that being said, most of the people in prison who are Black males are there because they legitimately made a crime. And yes, there are anomalies where, one person didn't commit the crime or didn't commit the rape or whatever the case may be, and they're in jail due to horrible circumstances or the system failing them, which our justice system is not that good. I think anyone can see that, honestly, but Black men have to do better than to be criminals. I mean, it's just really that simple. I can't put it any simpler. We have a reputation, or Black men have a reputation of being criminals, and the numbers back it up. So that is a huge problem within the Black community, and it affects all Black people of, having these people doing these crimes, and even if they are not guilty. If they are innocent of the crime, the reputation precedes them, and so they are profiled. And that in itself is wrong, but you have so many, whenever a crime comes out, if you've seen the suspect, he's about 6'1", black male, it's all the time. It's all the time. And it's a problem. It's a problem. The third reason that the Black community is doing so horrible is fatherless homes. I am blessed and lucky enough to have my parents married throughout my childhood, and they are still married today. I think they've been married 35 years this year. I can't remember. I think it's around 35 years. I'm not sure. But they were with me the whole entire time, and I am 100% certain that is the reason why I am successful as I am. I'm not living in a mansion. I don't have like all the cars and all the money, but I am making it. I pay all my bills on time. I do have a car note. No, well, I have a car. I paid it off. I've done good things in my life to get me to this point, and it's because I've had good parents who helped me along the way. Nowadays, people who are born to black mothers, 78%, it's a high number, 70-ish% are going to be in a single mother household. Why is this? Why was it before the civil rights movement, most black families had a mother and a father, and now it's just a mother and a baby daddy who is somewhere in the mix, but not really in the child's life? This is a problem, and it's a problem on the white side too. I mean, lots of babies are being born to single mothers, and it's a problem in the black community because it's like to be expected. Like, sometimes when I go out, I hardly ever go out, but when I do, I get asked this question many times, and it really boggles my mind. I mean, it really doesn't, because the trend of it all, but I'm surprised I got this question more than once. Some guy is interested in me. They're like, "Oh, you're really pretty. What's your name? How old are you? How many kids do you have?" For the record, I don't have any kids. And I say, "Oh, I don't have any kids." "Oh, wow. You're the woman for me. I wanna date you." And I don't. I don't date them because they're weird. Single mothers are doing the best they can, and I'm not faulting single mothers for this, but we have to be careful in who we date and who we sleep with. I, for one, am abstinent, and I do not have sex until I am married. Oh my gosh, what, Sandra? You're going to save yourself until marriage? What? I'm not a virgin, unfortunately, but I am saving myself for marriage. And it has been a very long time since I have done anything sexually. And that is okay with me. And you can hate me all you want to and call me all the time, say names and stuff like that, but that's just who I am. I'm good. I'm a Christian. That's just how I do it. And that's how I guarantee that I won't become a single mother. Because of it. That's the only proven method that works. Oh, your birth control failed? Oh no. Take the morning after pill. That failed too? Looks like you're going to be a mother, and I will not have an abortion because I am not going to have sex. So there you go. That's a problem. Having a mother and father in the household is proven to be more effective for children who are growing up in the world than having just a single mother. It's a proven fact. So single mothers is a big problem within the black community. The fourth reason is it kind of ties into the single mother scenario, which is dependency, and this affects lots and lots of single black women. Dependency on government assistance is a huge problem in the black community. They will not do anything for themselves. They will not have the motivation to get a paying job because they don't want to do that work. Yes, taking care of kids is costly, time consuming, and it's overall just exhausting. I see my sister, she does it all the time. Not JT, the one that's in my videos, my other sister. I have 3 sisters, okay? 3. And 2 of them are single mothers. So I know the stress that it gives you, and it's a problem. It's very, very stressful being a single mother, and sometimes you just want to take from the government and not do for yourself. It's just easier that way. But the problem with that is that you teach your kids to be dependent on other people. It's just a fact of life. So I used to work in a housing place here in Texas, and 88%, I did the math. I took all of we managed 4 different sites in the city, and it had all the demographics there, and I did the math. I'd made a spreadsheet, I did the math. 88% of our residents were single black females with kids. 88%. 88%. The other were black males, and the other was other, like Mexican. Well, I think it was like 1%, or maybe like, I can't remember the percentages for the other demographics. I just know that 88% were black females who had children. And then the rest was black males, and then Latinos, and then like the tiniest percent were Asian. Why do black women depend on the government? Because it's so easy to get money from the government if you have a child. So single mother, she gets money from the government. She gets food stamps. She gets welfare. She gets housing. She gets Medicare, Medicaid, CHIP, and all of that, government assistance, and it's free for her, not for us, because all that money coming out of our taxes in each paycheck. I look at my paycheck before taxes. I would be happy with that. I would be so happy with that. And then like $300 to $400 coming out for taxes, Social Security, and Medicare. I get angry when I see that. I would like that money back in my pocket so I can do with it what I want, because it's my money that I earn. But no, $400 comes out of my check every single 2 weeks. That's a lot. And it did go up around 2013. All of that went up. So, again, I understand that sometimes being a single mother is, mistakes happen. But it's a trend among black women that is staggering. And it is causing dependency on the government. Self-sufficiency is the key to success. So these women will not be successful if they depend on the government. And the government has failed many times over, so I don't know why they would depend on the government. The fifth and final reason, and again, these are not in any particular order, I just, put them in a list because I think they affect the community the most, is education. Now, education is one of those things that I think that sometimes the black community cannot control, because you have, let's say in Texas, there is a city called Southlake. Southlake is a very, very, well-to-do, upper-class neighborhood. They have a high school called Southlake Carroll. They have state championship after state championship, and very, very good teachers and education, and, different things that you can explore as far as, just the basic fundamentals of, math, science, geography, and all of that. But then you have, let's say, South Fort Worth. South Fort Worth is, there's a region called Stop 6. It's crime-riddled, not very good schools. You want to get out of that region. Let's say you live there. You can't afford to live in Southlake. So you're stuck with having this horrible choice of schools because they don't really care about these schools. Their test scores are bad and all this other stuff. But you want the best for your children, but yet you can't move. I do believe that as far as education is concerned, blacks have the short end of the stick. We always end up getting the worst schools, the worst teachers who don't really care about the well-being and the future of the children, while yet these upper class, middle class, or, just better neighborhoods get the best teachers and, all of that. I'm not trying to make a conspiracy or anything like that. It's just that I've seen, even in the poor white neighborhoods, this is an issue. So it's not just for blacks, but this affects the black community the most, in my opinion, because blacks drop out of high school or don't finish high school at a much faster rate than white people. I think it's a huge issue because if we keep raising our kids with this horrible and poor education, and yet when they go out to the workforce, they can't really do anything, or they don't have the means to go to college, or they didn't have the grades, or they dropped out of college, or whatever, so they want to be a rapper, an athlete, or a gangbanger. They get a girl pregnant, and, you know, she's on welfare, he's not paying child support, and the cycle continues. So all of these tie in together. You know, if you don't have the right education, you might go into the wrong field, you may do some petty crime to get money, and then you go into jail. Once you get out of jail, you get a girl pregnant. She's a single mother, she gets welfare, she's dependent for the rest of her life because it's easier that way. All of it ties in together, I think. So let me know your thoughts on the subjects and the reasons that I think the Black community is doing so poorly in the comments below. What do you think are some solutions to the I guess, reasons that I stated in the video? What can we do as a community, whether you're Black or white? I don't care. Just because you're not Black doesn't mean you can't give your opinion on it. I'm not one of those types, okay? So again, let me know your thoughts and subscribe. Also turn on notifications because that's just a thing to do. So, and make sure that you watch my videos. So I greatly appreciate the support. Just by watching the videos, you support me. I don't make any money off of YouTube, not yet. I don't have the I guess, the audience. So let your friends know. Share the video so that way they can come subscribe and I can get a lot of followers so I can get my voice out there. So I appreciate you guys. Have a great day. I will go do the same. Bye.